Well, hi everyone, Sean Humphreys here. Welcome to this edition of the Take Charge of Change podcast. In this edition of the podcast, we're going to talk about Chapter 4 from the Resilient Professional ebook. In Chapter 4, we're going to talk about cultivating and nurturing purpose. Last podcast, we dealt with Chapter 3, which is about getting real on current reality. As human beings, we have a great ability to rationalize away issues in our lives. So that chapter was really helpful. There were some practical exercises that I walked you through to assess some of the key areas of personal and professional resilience. If you didn't see that podcast, I'd encourage you to go back to it. Our website is takechargeofchange.com, and if you go to our website, you can also download our free ebook, and the exercises that I went through in that podcast are contained in the ebook. So in Chapter 4, we're going to deal with cultivating and nurturing powerful purpose. You'll enjoy this edition of the podcast. Well, like I said, we'll talk about the cultivation of a powerful purpose. And the cultivation of purpose is really critical because it's the rocket fuel that just really generates energy to accomplish a lot of other things in our life. This schematic's great. This is sort of the sequence, the cultivation of a purpose, getting clear on values and mission, and then obviously attaching specific action steps and goals to accomplish the powerful purpose and mission that we lay out. So today we'll talk about purpose. Now, vision is a really important part of the process of purpose and mission, and that's having a very clear idea about what the future is going to look like or what our idealized version of that future is going to look like. But when we talk about vision, the first place we need to start is purpose. For many of you watching this video, you've achieved maybe a lot of success or a certain amount of success, and I suspect that the reason some of that success has come to you is that at various points in your life, maybe just once, you actually spent some time in reflection and really reflected on the powerful purposes and whys in your life. And you use that reflection to really propel you in the direction of your goals and objectives. Over time, we fight inertia, we slow down a little bit, we're maybe not as hungry as we used to be, and yet the cultivation of purpose and vision and mission is always an important exercise to go through. And so hopefully this video will be a prompt for you to revisit this important area. So the first thing that we'll do is I'll just ask you a few questions. I'd encourage you to take out a piece of paper, maybe a notepad, and just reflect on these questions. They're always great questions to reflect on. So the first question is, when we talk about purpose, is why am I here? You know, what's my life all about? Number two, why do I exist? Why do I get up in the morning? What do I want my legacy to be in life? And what is my role in creating the future that I want? What are the specific action steps that I can take? There's a great book written by Simon Sinek called Start With Why. If you have not read this book, I really encourage you to do that. He talks about the powerful whys in our lives, both personally but also from a business standpoint. You know, he talked about Apple and Dell. You know, Dell, manufactured computers, at least at that point in time, basically on volume and cost. You know, price was their differentiator. Apple had a different kind of why. And in fact, they didn't really view themselves purely as a technology or computer manufacturing company. And in fact, when you ask people, many people identify with Apple in various ways that were not sort of tied to the traditional manufacturing of technology. Some of the things that came out for people was to challenge the status quo. That's why they bought Apple products. It could about being cool, making life more fun and enjoyable, maybe appreciation for design and aesthetics. And so there's all kinds of things that were driving people towards engagement with the Apple product. And so what I'd like you to do in terms of a practical exercise today is, again, if you download the Resilient Professional ebook, action item number 4.1 asks you to go through this exercise of really getting clear on your purpose. I'd encourage you to go through that exercise. And once you do that, that's the first step in this whole discussion around purpose, vision, mission, and then action steps and getting clear on your values. Well, if you lead people and you're curious about how you can cultivate professional and personal resilience for your people and organization, reach out to us. We'd love to start a conversation about how we can assist your organization to be more resilient, help your staff to be more professionally and personally resilient so they can navigate the natural transitions that come into their lives so they can be more productive and successful both personally and professionally. You be resilient. Take care.